Hi muckers, good morning. So it is currently 6 in the morning on Sunday the 19th of March. So in the UK, don't worry for all my people who are not in the UK, in the UK it's Mother's Day today. It's not Mother's Day everywhere, it's Mother's Day in the UK. I remember I said that like last Mother's Day in the UK. This time last year where I was like, Happy Mother's Day to everyone, and all my comment sections were like, you were freaking me out thinking I had missed it and stuff. So no, it's in the UK today. So I have flyers on the way to my mum. I don't know if they're going to arrive today because it says on the website, so I ordered them, what day of the week is it? I ordered them on Thursday and for Mother's Day delivery, but I just got an email saying that they don't do deliveries on Sundays. So I think they might not arrive today, which is going to be so annoying, but anyway, they'll arrive tomorrow. I just wanted to come out here, and the sun is currently rising. First of all, let me show you that because it is beautiful today. Isn't this gorgeous? It's kind of windy today, so I hope that's not too annoying. Let me kind of move myself in out of the wind a little bit and see if that'll help. Maybe, possibly. I don't know, I hope, and I apologize if not. But again, anytime that I can come out here on my balcony and film these videos, I will take it. It's really cold today, but it's bearable. It's really cold though. I wanted to talk about what happened within the past 24 hours, literally the past 24 hours. Or wait, no, the past 48 hours. I don't know. Wait, the past 24 hours, yes. So I met Paris Hilton. It happened. It was amazing. I had an amazing day. I went to London, everything was amazing. And then it was St. Patrick's Day, which I met Paris Hilton on St. Patrick's Day. So I came, there's a boat just randomly just like floating in the water, like mid-water, and there doesn't appear to be anyone on it. That's concerning. Anyway, so that was on St. Patrick's Day. So then I was gonna say I flew back to Brighton. No, I got the train back to Brighton, and I went out to the bars with my friends. We went bar hopping, which I was so happy we got to bar hop. And then we ended up going to the club, of course. My one thing was that I didn't want to go to the club because it's like a gay club, which is I love. You know, we go there all the time. But I was like, I wanted to strictly bar hop on Paddy's Day. But me and my friends kind of made a compromise where they all wanted to go clubbing. I didn't want to go clubbing. I wanted to go bar hopping, which is, you know, bar crawling, like going from bar to bar. So we all made a deal where we would bar hop until 1:30 a.m. and then we would go to the club at 1:30 a.m. and it was so fun. And let me tell you something, you'll be proud of me, Irish. I went hard. I went so hard in fact that I don't remember much of it, and all of yesterday I was written off all of yesterday, as in Saturday. I have no memory of Saturday. Like, I have less memories of yesterday, as in Saturday, my hungover day, than what I have of St. Patrick's Day on Saturday. That's bizarre. So yes, I went very hard and it was so much fun. And I would do it all over again. So the people that came out were Emily and Aaron. If you watch my videos, you'll know them. They're like my straight friends. So I was gonna go out to the bars with them, and then a couple of my gays, so my club people, didn't have anything to do and we're gonna stay in. And I was like, okay, here's an opportunity to merge groups who've never met before, which is one of my biggest things that stresses me out. I don't know about, I'll talk about Paris Hilton in a second, hold on. I know people have like their opinions on that, but it really stresses me out merging different friend groups, especially merging different friend groups that are so different. You know, Emily and Aaron really aren't the clubbing type, which is completely fine, and then my clubbing friends really aren't the kind of bar type, so it was interesting. So I was merging them in hopes that everything would turn out okay, and oh my god, props to all of them. They all made so much effort, they all got along so well, they were all like interested in each other, and you know, asking questions about each other's jobs and, you know, family life. And definitely the more we drank, the more the conversations were more natural for everyone. And I think we went to like 5 bars, 6 bars or something like that. And then on the 6th bar, we were gonna go to, it was at 11 p.m. We arrived at the final bar. We were gonna go to another 3 bars. However, we really enjoyed this last bar that we were like, let's just stay here for like 2 hours and then we'll go to the club. It was so great. I mean, what was I drinking? Double vodka orange, which I normally don't really drink, but it was a nice change from double vodka cranberries, which is my normal go-to. We had a lot of baby Guinnesses. I don't know if people know what that is. It's like a little shot and it looks like Guinness. I didn't have any Guinness. A lot of my friends, most of them actually, were drinking Guinness, which is, you know, very Irish to do. I will never touch a Guinness. I will never touch a beer. There's nothing about that that's appealing to me whatsoever. And who knows, maybe it will come with time, because I would have said the same thing about wine and rosé and, you know, a very long time ago, and now that would be like my favorite thing to drink. So who knows, but right now it would have made me sick last night. I just don't like the feeling of bloated, and I also hate the smell of it, and I think there's no nice taste about it. I think we were doing Jaeger bombs last night, and after a while the Jaeger bombs started tasting like cigarettes in my mouth. Whenever I was like I almost felt like I had like chain smoked cigarettes, which I hadn't, and that's kind of what beer tastes like to me, and it's like enough to make me like want to throw up. But anyway, really good night. We ended up all being like, so my friend Molly ended up coming last night as well, and who I haven't seen in a long time. She was one of my first Brighton friends, probably my first Brighton friend actually, and she had work at 9 a.m. I think a lot of them had work early in the morning, as in Saturday, which thank God I didn't. Thank God, because I slept. And Molly was like, I'm not going to come to the club because I have work at 9 a.m. and I don't trust myself. And I also feel really tired. And I was like, okay, that's perfect. And then we were all going to the club and we were like, we'll see you, Molly. And she's like, what? Wait, actually, I'm going to come to the club. So she came to club. And for the first like 30 minutes, you know, she was like, I'm not going to drink because, you know, I'm really tired. I'm going to go home. And that was absolutely fine. All of us were like, that's, you know, we're just enjoying having you here. Hour by hour, people started leaving. And by the end of the club, it was literally just me, Molly, Miranda, and Meg there. So Molly stayed until the end of club, like closing of club. Which I thought was so funny, and I have no idea how she went into work, because we all got back at like 7 a.m, 8 a.m, and then she'd work at 9 a.m, and I'm like, my goodness. I think a couple other my friends started work at like 1 p.m, and a lot of them started work at like 6 p.m. I think Emily and Aaron had work off as well. But anyway, okay, so I had a great St. Paddy's Day, and it was definitely a lot better than my first year in Brighton. You know, my St. Paddy's Day then. I think I'm a lot more comfortable in Brighton now, so I felt more comfortable in all the different bars, and I really enjoyed the bars. One of the final bar we went to had a dog. Like, the bar had a dog. Like, it was the owner's dog, and the dog was just like a regular. And it looked like Dolly as a puppy, and it was like, so there was that. So my St. Paddy's Day was great. And the club was so much fun. I think the club was actually probably the best night the club has had in a very long time. And I mean, shout out to Revenge in Brighton, because I mean, the door staff, security, management, everyone, they just treat me so well in there. And last night especially, so shout out to them. So it was a great day. Paris Hilton, let's get to that. So my St. Paddy's Day outfit didn't arrive, and it still hasn't arrived. So I ordered a green pair of overalls, green pair of dungarees, and paid for next day delivery, so they would have arrived on Thursday for Paris Hilton on Friday. On Thursday they don't arrive, and I'm like, shit. And then on Friday morning they were supposed to arrive, and I get an email being like, hey, your delivery is now going to be pushed back to the afternoon. So I was like, shit, I need to figure out something to wear to Paris Hilton now, because I thought she was going to wear green because it was St. Paddy's Day. Spoiler, she didn't. And then I was like, okay, at a bare minimum, at least this outfit's going to be here by the afternoon so I can wear it on St. Paddy's Day. Now, something that really bothers me is they came into the apartment block and knocked on my door, and obviously I wasn't in, so they knocked on my neighbor's door, and my neighbor answered the door and refused to take my parcel in, which is just such a bitchy thing to do, because on so many occasions I've taken in so many people's parcels, and then an hour later, 10 hours later, the next day they will knock on my door and be like, hey, sorry, my thing was delivered here, can I pick it up? how easy is that? Especially when the worker is standing in front of you wanting to leave it off and you're going to make them bring it back and do that unnecessary travel for... I just thought it was such a rude thing to do. So I had to go to my neighbors last night and literally get the code off of them of where I can pick up my parcel, but now I don't even want it because when am I going to wear those? Because it's like really green. So I was really annoyed at that. I didn't even get to wear them on Paddy's Day, but I did find like a green top whenever I came back from London, and I wore that for Paddy's Day. Let me show you. It was literally like the bottom of my wardrobe. It was so crinkled up. I had to like iron it for like an hour, but this was the top that I wore. So this was me and Molly. So this was us at the final bar. So I did get a green top in the end, which was great. Okay, so let's talk about Paris Hilton. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the outfit I ended up choosing was my pink overall like jumpsuit that I've been wearing always, and I didn't want to wear that because I've been wearing it so often, but I was like, alright, I may as well wear pink for Paris Hilton. And she wore like a black outfit, so we were kind of like frenemies. So I travel to London. I go to bed because I do my tan. I take off my tan, I do my tan, and then that finishes at 7 a.m. I go to bed and I wake up at 10:30 a.m. So I slept for like 2.5 hours, and so that was like 24 hours of like being awake yesterday, like out if we got back at like 7 again, so I don't know how I did it. But anyway, I wake up at 10:30, I go to the train station, and I miss my train. I get the next one, and me and my friend Christian met up, who I haven't seen in a long time. I met Christian by going to... Oh my god, some of these water traps are like coming down at some speed and like crashing with the sign. I met Christian at a Dua Lipa concert in the queue, and we've kind of talked back and forth ever since then. I really like Christian. I get along well with Christian. I think he's really funny, and I don't see him that often because he lives in London. I don't go to London that often. But anyway, I had an excuse to go to London, so I meet up with him, and he takes me to this like pancake place that's like beside Victoria Station. It's right beside where like Wicked is in London. I'd never been before. It was cute. I mean, the pancakes were like this size, and they were like jiggly ones. I didn't really like it. I mean, the place was cute, the pancakes were cute, the presentation, it was like, it just wasn't my cup of tea. So I really only took like a couple bites, and then I was like, Kristen, you can finish this. I'm trying to find photos of it. But yeah, it was really cute in there. And I mean, it took like 30 minutes for them to be made as well, like a really small place. It was really, really, really cute. But I wouldn't go back. It was like, it wasn't like pancake. When I think of pancakes, I think of like even like a little bit of a crunch. It was basically like liquid, like gooey, and it wasn't filling to me, so I didn't eat it. But they were really lovely in there. We went there, and then we went to, it was like 2 p.m. or something at this stage, and I go to Christian, I'm like, it's St. Paddy's Day, I would love to go to a bar and like sit with a drink instead of like kind of walking around, because we were just like walking around the streets, which was fine, but like I wanted to sit in somewhere. And so he was like, okay. So he took me to Soho, to this like gay bar. Now I've never been to a gay bar that hasn't been the one I go to in Brighton, so it was interesting. It was definitely a lot older crowd. I also felt really uncomfortable in London, and I'm not saying this, I'm saying this because my friend Christian brought it to my attention, and then after he pointed it out to me, I was very aware of it, and it made me really uncomfortable. I wasn't really wearing a revealing outfit at all. Like, I was wearing like my jumpsuit. I mean, my arms were out, and I mean, it was bright pink, I guess. But we're like walking the streets, and Christian turns around to me and goes, I'm super jealous. All the old men are literally just staring at you. He was making a joke. And I was like, hey. And I didn't see any. And then like 20 minutes later, he goes, oh, I'm so annoyed. Literally everyone's looking at you and not me. But like old men. And I'm like, who are you talking about? I didn't see any of it happening. But whenever we were going through Soho, it's like a very gay area, the like older men we were walking down the street were making me so uncomfortable, staring at me. And because Christian had brought my attention to it, I was more aware of it. I felt really uncomfortable. And I was like, I'm not even wearing that much of like a revealing outfit that like I would stand out. I guess maybe because it's pink. I don't know. I felt... Christian was like, I'm so jealous. They're looking at you, not me. And I'm like, you can take them. You can have them. So I felt a little bit uncomfortable walking through London. And Jesus, that wasn't even like the outfits I would wear in Brighton, like mesh tops and like no tops sometimes. Like, so we went into this little bar. It was nice. I got a tequila soda, and then I got a tequila shot. And then we went to Selfridges to go to the meet and greet, and it was on like the top floor. Later found out that Kim Kardashian was also in Selfridges at the same time as us, like looking at the Skims aisle, so like apparently everyone was there. So Paris Hilton was on the 4th floor. We go up to the 4th floor, and there's like this huge queue, and it was already like 5 p.m. at this stage. We had tickets for 4:45, 5. It was already 5, and there was like a lot of people in front of us. So there was like a lot of people in this huge line. It was like wrapped around, and then you queue to get into the room that she's in, but it's not like a room, it's like a big room with probably like 50 to 60 people also in queue there going through security. So there was so many people to go, and I was a little Christian, oh my god, I need to get back to Brighton. Like I was almost considering leaving because it was going to take too long, and I had already made plans with people, and I don't cancel plans. And even Christian was like, wow, this is going to be a long time. Like she was meeting hundreds of people. I don't even want to imagine how many, like hundreds for sure. I mean, she was doing it for hours. Crazy. But we then security come down the line, and they're like, what time is everyone's tickets for? And everyone was like 6, 7, 8, or like all these different times, whatever. I mean, Christian, you're like, oh my god, we're 4:45, and they're like, oh, all the 4:45 people are like already in there, but they were just like exceptionally early, and we were like, oh, okay. And they were like, come with us. They take us out of line, and they bring us right to the front of the like entrance room. So we got to skip the entire queue. We weren't late or anything, we were just like on time, but everyone for our time slot was arriving like an hour early to queue or something. We weren't doing that. So we get brought to the front of the room, and then we have to like enter that room to start queuing. Hold on, I feel like Milo is chewing. Okay, stop that, thank you. Milo was literally chewing my blinds. So we get brought to the start of the room, and then you go through the curtains, and there's like probably like 50 or 60 people like in like a line like this, and then she's on stage. That's the thing, right? So before we enter the room, we're about to go in and enter, and this woman like taps me on the shoulder, and I turn around, and she goes, hi, I'm Paris Hilton's like social media or something like that. She's like, would you mind if I ask you and your friend a couple questions? And I go, hi, I'm Adam. She goes, hi, whatever. So I go, sure. And so I'm starting to stress. I'm like, what is she gonna ask me? Like, I love Paris Hilton, but like, if you start to quiz me on Paris Hilton, I'm not gonna know anything. Neither will Christian. So she gives us this mic, and I'm holding the mic like this. I wonder if the video will ever come out, because I would love to see it, because I panic when she asks me what was my favorite Paris Hilton outfit, and I start to panic because I don't know my favorite Paris Hilton. I like see her on, you know, I can't really put a name on it or whatever like that. And Christian's the exact same. Christian's answer was, oh, what she wore on the Miley Cyrus New Year's Eve special, and I was like, ooh, that's a good cop-out answer. I was like, oh, like the silver dress, like the silver dress that she wore on her 18th birthday. And I was so happy that I remembered it was from her 18th birthday. And then they asked us a couple other questions. What would we do if we spent the day with her, all this bullshit. It was so awkward. And then they go, thank you, and they let us into the room then. And then I immediately Googled Paris Hilton 18th birthday, and it was the dress that I was thinking of, and I was like, thank God. So we go into the room and we start queuing, and we're probably in there for like an hour before we end up meeting her. Like, she looks like a doll. She looks like a doll. She is insanely beautiful, insanely just high fashion, and I mean, seeing her was so surreal. It was so surreal because, I mean, I absolutely adore the simple life, and I mean, I grew up in the 2000s. Literally, that was my era. So, you know, people have the 90s, whatever. I have, you know, the 2000s, like Paris Hilton, like Party Girls, you know, Nicole Richie, that kind of thing. So it was very, very, very surreal. And so, like, the hour goes by or whatever, and they give us a book. They write our name on the book, so then she'll know our name just in case we don't, you know, introduce ourselves. And it's my time to go up, and here's what I remember happening. So in a lot of the photos, she was sitting down, but it was really awkward because people were like this. So I was like, okay, one of the things I want to do is like ask her like if she's willing to stand up for the photos to make it look less awkward, because people's photos were like this, you know, like hovering over, and she's just like this. One thing I will say is she is so insanely media trained and so insanely professional. I don't think she broke this for the entire probably hour and a half that I was in that room. Never once. I don't think she ever wrote this, because everyone was taking pictures of her from every single angle, and she was never once writing that. It was really, she was actually very fascinating to like observe. That was like one of my main things I was excited to see. I was like just excited to like observe her. I know that sounds so weird. She just was very, very, very media trained, like incredibly much. And there would be so many times where, you know, you would get like 30 seconds with her, where people would kind of go over the 30 seconds, and security would be the bad people, you know, being like, that's your time up, that's your time up. She would always look good, being like, oh no, sweetie, like you have more, sorry, no, sweetie, like you have more time, we'll take more pictures. She knows how to come across good with her fans, and I think obviously she's been in the industry so long that I just think she just knows what she's doing. The fucking seagull is like just going round in circles. So when it's my time to go up, I go up, and it's so awkward. It's so awkward, not because you're meeting her, but because you go on a stage, and then everyone else in that room is just watching you, taking pictures of you, you know, because they're taking pictures of her, not of me. I wonder if I have a picture to kind of show what the, sorry, my nose is running because it's so cold out here. So it was like this. It was like a stage platform. So this was me literally directly at the front, and then everyone was here queuing and seeing. So, I mean, I took a picture like whenever I was just entering the room. So this was like from far back, but just like insanely, insanely beautiful. And again, never broke the smile once. So yeah, they wrote Adam on the book, and then I go up, and here's what I remember happening. So, oh my god, this feels like ages ago now. I go up and I go, hi Paris, I'm Adam, nice to meet you. She goes, hi, whatever. And I start talking about her documentary. That her documentary was really eye-opening. I talk about the fact I'm really excited to read the book, but I've been waiting. I'm not gonna read the book, I don't read books, but like, I can't wait to read the book, and I've been, you know, waiting to read the book until I got it, and so today's a very exciting day for me. All this, that I love her music, that you know, her first album, and that I absolutely adore The Simple Life. And then I was like, my mom loves your mom, Kathy, on, you know, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and like, I love watching her on that. And this is kind of the stuff I was saying. She's just very sweet and very, you know, smiling and responding, and you know, and she's signing my book, and they go, okay, next person, and I'm like, shit, like I spent all this time rambling. So she's signing the book, and I go, oh, like I really want to get this tattooed, like my Mariah one right here, and I show this, and she goes, oh, okay, and she starts signing more. So she signs the page like 2 or 3 times to give me options, and then they go, oh, next person, and she goes, but wait, photos, and I go, thank God she said, because I was literally just gonna walk off, and I go, Paris, would you mind doing standing up photos, or do you mind? And she like immediately stands up at that point, and I was so relieved. And then I very quickly was like, can we do a smiling one, then can we do one putting up our hands? And I didn't think she was gonna retain what I said, because I said it so quickly, and she was already like this. But yeah, I went like this, and I think she forgot, and then I put my hand up, and she also puts her hand up, and then a lot of people really weren't hugging her, and I wasn't going to hug her, but whenever I kind of turned around to her after and was like, thank you so much, she kind of went in and I went in, and whenever she hugs me, she goes, ah, you sexy eyes. And it was like the best thing someone could ever say to me, especially Paris Hilton. She either said, she was, you have sexy eyes, you have gorgeous eyes, or something like that. It was one of the two about something eyes. And listen, Paris Hilton said that about my eyes, I'm gonna take it. And then I go, what did I say? I said like one of her catchphrases or something, and she goes, yes, I'm sliving, or something like that. And I go, thank you, Paris, and I like walk off. So I'll show you my pictures. It was more stressful than meeting Selena Gomez, I'll be honest. But just because the entire thing, having a lot of people watch you, I mean, the Selena Gomez one was very intimate, but what I will say is her thing was a lot better than the Selena Gomez one. I mean, with Selena Gomez, we had like 10 seconds. I mean, with Paris Hilton, this was, you know, like 30 seconds. I mean, okay, wait, so here is the photo, here is the first one, right? So this was us posing, sorry, so there we go, this is us posing, so I have the pink outfit, so I go to put my hands up then, because I like wanted a photo like that. Luckily, she also did the same thing, so we got a photo like this. And I love this photo that the person took, where I'm just like nicely talking to her, but for some reason it looks like I'm having like a really confrontational moment with her, which I think is really funny. And then, yes, so she signed the book on this page. She was like, to Adam, love Paris Hilton. But then on the other side, she like signed Paris Hilton again after I was like about the tattoo. But okay, so I had like a great experience and she was lovely and all like this. So this person, Reese, who I have met through like Selena Gomez fans and stuff like that. Hold on, my camera switched out, I'll be right back. Okay, so this guy Reese, who's in the Selena Gomez fandom, I know him through like the fan club and stuff like that. I didn't know he was there. He ends up sending me a video and I'm like, I've never talked to this guy. I've never, you know, I think we've met like once, but we've never said hello to each other. We've never, whatever, we have mutual friends. He sends me this video and I'm like, it's not loading, and I click it. He was there, just happened to be a couple people behind me, and recorded, so sweet, the entire interaction. I was just so sweet. So, let me see, what, this is like 20... Okay, so he starts recording, so this video is like 20 seconds, so I would say the entire thing lasted probably 36 seconds, because she was signing my book here, but here was the video. My body language, I was so nervous. I was so nervous. So look, I go put my hands up really quickly, and she does it too, thank God. So she hugs me, she goes, you have gorgeous eyes, your sexy eyes, Sliving. I go, Sliving. So it was really, I just think meet and greet settings are so incredibly stressful and so like, just so intimidating, but her and her team did everything to make everyone feel as entertained as possible, involved as possible, and kind of loved and appreciated as possible, which I really, really, really appreciated. And I mean, it goes to show why she's been in the industry so long. I mean, you know, her fan base are really what keeps her going and stuff like that. I mean, obviously with, you know, like a work ethic and stuff like that. But I had a really good time. And then, obviously, again, I think I would have gone home if they hadn't moved us up in the queue. Not that I was expecting it, and nor that I knew that was coming, but there was just so many people that were queuing up like hours before their time that the like 15-minute time slot really didn't work, and it would have meant that I would have got back. So I ended up getting back to Brighton at 8:30 p.m. and that was with being moved up in the queue. I think I would have gotten home at like 10 or 11 p.m. and then I wouldn't have been able to go out, so I would have just came home. But I'm so glad I got to meet her. I had such a good day with Christian, meeting her, and her husband Carter was there, who was super sweet as well. But yeah, I wanted to come on here and tell you about it. And you know, I filmed, you know, yesterday, the day before, whenever I was talking about it happening. I ended up going for the pink because the green didn't arrive, but I'm glad now because I enjoy that pink outfit. Yeah, I just want to come on here and update you. I appreciate you being here. I will see you in my next one, and bye.